What is up, guys? It is Nistro here, and the Yu-Gi-Oh blog has just put up another post of this time about the Time Lords. And the Time Lords, if you didn't know, are from 5Ds. The very last boss or guy or whatever, Z1, I think his name is. He played them. Now, if you don't recognize him, it's probably because A, 5Ds was a long time ago, but B, because the last 30 episodes of 5Ds got cut from the English side, so these guys were never shown in the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, unfortunately. I don't know why they decided to cut 30 episodes from 5Ds, but yeah. So there's one for each attribute, and there's the small, the Time Maiden, and we will go into the effects because our boys at the organization have put up all of their effects. So first we have Lazion the Time Lord. And so yeah, also the rarities for all of them are pretty much just ultra rare except for Time Maiden, and she's going to be secret rare. Now this is like another Hidden Arsenal type set, except it's for ultras and secrets. So it's going to be 4 ultras a pack and then 1 secret. So we're going to have a lot of pretty cards in this set. So Lazion, can't be special summoned from the deck, and if you control no monsters, you can norm summon them without attributing, cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Every single Time Lord other than Time Maiden, well, Time Maiden isn't really Time Lord, so every Time Lord will have that effect. And except for that big 4,000 hitter one, but that big one that we already had where he summons out level 8 or higher fairy types and makes their attack 4,000 but negates their effects. You know the guy I'm talking about. I don't think you would probably use him in the deck anyway, but that's just my opinion. So you take no, at the end of the battle phase, if this card battles, you shuffle all cards from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. And so pretty much Lazion's kind of like a, I don't know, man. Like I don't know what card. A foolish return, I guess. There aren't too many cards that send cards from your opponent's graveyard back into their deck. Most cards do it the other way around. And once per turn, if your opponent draws a card, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So it kind of is like a time bomb. No pun intended. And during the standby phase, you have to shuffle it back into your deck. And also, all the Time Lords have that effect as well. So just keep that in mind. So next is Zaphion, the Water-type Time Lord. And what Zaphion does is that at the end of the battle phase, if this card battles, you shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls into the deck. So it's kind of like a giant Trunade, except it shuffles them back. It doesn't send them back to the hand. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to draw a card. All right, I'm kind of liking Zaphion. And then during your standby phase, you shuffle Zaphion back into the deck. I'm definitely down with it. So obviously, if it battles, you won't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you won't take any damage. So it's kind of like you're just summoning out a body just to get rid of something. Now this deck seems pretty slow so far. And honestly, I don't know how the deck would play exactly, because it seems like there's just a whole bunch of boss monsters that just attack and like try to get rid of certain problem cards. But like, where does the power come in? And I honestly don't know. I'm just asking the question. So next we have Sadion, the Earth Time Lord, and so at the end of the battle phase, if this card battled and your life points are less than 4,000, your life points become 4,000. That's actually pretty nice. You get to increase your life points just, for free, pretty much. And then once per turn during your standby phase, you shuffle it back into the deck. And lastly, we have Camion the Time Lord, which is the Wind type. And so at the end of the battle phase of this card battle, you shuffle a card your opponent controls into the deck, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. And then standby phase, you shuffle it back. So the Time Lords, they seem to have very useful effects. Some more than others, like Zaphion and Sadion seem to be the best. I'll probably run one copy of Camion just because he Oh wait, I got them backwards. So the Earth type one is actually the better one, because Camion, because the way that it has Sation first and then Camion out, that's a bit disorienting. You gotta step your game up, organization, man. All right, so yeah, so the Earth one shuffles back cards and inflicts damage, while the Wind one just gets you life points. So I guess it's all right. Zaphion lets you draw. So, and she also, I'm saying she. I don't know if it's he or she, and it also shuffles back all spawn trap cards on the field. So it definitely has a lot of usefulness, and we're finally getting into Time Maiden, which seems to be the little searcher of the deck. So, if you control no monsters, you can special summon it from your hand, and for free. So I guess Liraluz can run it as well. Oh my god, I don't care. Now, she can be tributed for. She can be treated as 2 tributes for a Time Lord. So, in case you already have a Time Lord and then you want to use her to summon another Time Lord, you can definitely do that. You can tribute this card, add a Time Lord monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand. So if you control her, if you control no monsters, you can special summon her, and then after you special summon her, you can tribute her, add a Time Lord, and then you'll have no monsters on the field still, and then just you have the chance to normal summon that Time Lord, and then do whatever you're gonna do from there. So you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Time Lord monster with 0 attack from your deck and go on summon conditions, and you can't special summon other monsters to turn you activate this effect. So the banishing effect, it's kind of funny that they made her contradict her own effect, because she has to summon herself, and then she can tribute herself to add a Time Lord, but you can't use her banish effect because you already special summoned her. But if you normal summon her and you use the tribute effect and the graveyard effect, you won't be able to double summon unless you actually have a double summon. Maybe a card you can consider. So let's go back to the Konami article and see if there's any strategies for this deck. No. Alright, so you have additional effects that are useful in different situations. When you battle with them, they have a cool effect that activates in the battle phase. Lots of powerful effects to choose from along the Time Lords. If there's only there are ways to access whichever Time Lord you need for a situation. Time Maiden does that. And honestly, I'm not seeing a win condition for this deck, honestly. I feel like this deck is weird because it has like big boss monsters that are unaffected and pretty much can't be touched, but it's like they don't do much. It's like maybe with who was it? It was who inflicts 1,000? Lazion, the fire one, inflicts 1,000 for your opponent drawing a card. I guess that's the one that you would probably want to have the most to burn your opponent. But I mean, honestly, this it's not really that big of a deal. It's gonna take you at least 8 turns to do that. Maybe you could play like a little chain burn engine, like maybe like ceasefires, magic cylinders, secret barrels, maybe chain burn. Time Lords could be a thing. I have no idea, honestly. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the deck seems pretty fun. I'm definitely gonna try it out. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. This was Nistro here. Nistro out. Peace.